You had a group of transgenders the other night in New York City, and they led the protest, somebody who was formerly clearly a man, dressed as a woman, leading this protest because young children would no longer have access to surgeries. I mean, like, we don't let children smoke. We don't let children vape. We don't let children drink. But we're going to allow them to make a life-altering decision at the age of 12 or 13 or 14. Are you kidding me? That's how far gone and nutty these people have become. So no, they're not going to win an election like that. They're in the 0.01% of the population. Most normal people are like, you know what? Those are things that should be decided when you're an adult. Heck, you can't even drink a beer until you're 21, but you can decide to change your gender and get body parts chopped off, not to be too graphic. Riley Gaines said, you know who's going to have a problem with this? Attorney General Letitia James, because Letitia James, again, is standing in defiance of the President of the United States, standing in defiance of the American people. Riley, who herself got beat out by Leah Thomas, who ESPN put up on a pedestal, more on Disney coming in a moment. They're not doing so hot. Again, more on that in a moment. But here's Riley Gaines speaking about Tish James and the problem she's got coming her way, because I'm sorry, you know what? America decided.
Regardless of the availability of federal funding, we write to further remind you of your obligation to comply with New York state law. So it sounds like she's picking and choosing which federal laws to comply with here. What do you think about this, Riley?
Yeah, I think your analysis is correct. When you have an attorney general tell her entire state to not comply with federal law, she is no longer acting as an attorney general. Let's call it what it is. She is an activist at that point, which I don't think this comes as a surprise, considering how she treated President Trump and other issues, of course, over her tenure. But this just shows me that November 5th taught the Democratic Party nothing. The majority of Americans wholeheartedly do not support the gender transitioning of minors. That was made very, very clear at the ballot box. So to continue on with this messaging, to continue to quite honestly, in this case, violate federal law, I believe it shows either their ignorance, maybe their apathy, maybe fighting for a system that rewards those who move to tear it down. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it's clear nonetheless that November 5th taught the Democratic Party nothing.
And you got to ask yourself, really and truly, what are they thinking? Like, you know, you can be a pretty empathetic person. You can be a pretty sensitive person. And, you know, I don't think that leads you to, okay, let's have a 12-year-old change their gender. We had a young woman on this program who made that mistake. She changed her gender. She said to me, you know, I'll never, ever be able to breastfeed a baby because of these decisions that were made when I was 12. And the doctors bullied her parents. She was struggling with mental health issues. And the next thing you know, she lost her breasts. And then she woke up and said, you know what, this doesn't make me feel any better. Because you see, to use the Democrats' expression, there's a root cause of the pain that's going on, and it's called mental health in her case. And maybe there's some 0.0001% of the population that really has this condition, okay? I'm not going to dispute that. Well, guess what? They can make that decision for themselves when they're 21 years old. Even give it to them at 18, but some 12-year-old, are you kidding me? And while simultaneously you're gonna leave women in the dust because you're gonna have men that think they're women beating them in athletics? I mean, what is the world coming to? I mean, I consider myself a pretty normal person, but apparently I'm some right-wing nut job according to them, because I just think that, you know, girls' sports should be played by girls, naturally born females when I say girls. So this is just all messed up. I mean, it's really kind of unbelievable where this keeps going.